Genes replicating are the success of a species, is it not? Any species on this planet that is successful in its niche, and listen to the language that I'm using, successful in its niche, essentially has replicated through that niche and now dominates it. It's the dominant species in its niche. Like starlings and grackles who came over from the UK 200 years ago, they have absolutely taken over Canada. Right? They are now indigenous species, not too different from Starbucks coming in from Seattle and taking over huge parts of the globe. Right? It is a replicating process. So in life, in biology, that which replicates the best wins. Short and simple. That which replicates the best wins in biology. And what he said was, there's this thing, the new replicator, that is called a meme. And he just named it a meme, based on the Greek word mimesis, which means to copy. There is a mental equivalent of a gene, and that would constitute culture. As a species, we are unique on this planet. If you think about chimpanzees, they're probably doing the same thing today that they were doing 10,000 years ago. We watch the Jane Goodall episodes where they're taking a stick and putting it into a termite mound and we ooh and ah. They haven't replicated any new ideas. They have not developed any new ideas. Human beings have a spectacular and unique capacity to morph or hybridize or copy ideas and replicate them at blinding speed. So if you think about it, look at the devices on the table and in your pockets. What we have today versus what we had 10 years ago is vastly different, and it's going to change by next year. In other words, we innovate and replicate at exponentially higher speeds and with greater volume than any other species on this planet. That is why we have a civilization, that is why we have a culture. Now, Richard Dawkins came in and he said, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Just as a gene is a self-replicating, self-perpetuating sequence of biological information, a meme is a self-replicating, self-perpetuating sequence of ideas. It is the mental equivalent of a gene. This is the thing that I want to have sink into your consciousness and never leave you. Every brand, every technology, every celebrity, everything that has become established and popular in our society, in our culture, is essentially a meme that has effectively replicated within each of our consciousnesses and throughout our society. So, let's think about this for a moment. A meme, or a brand, let's say, that has replicated frequently within me constitutes what we call in marketing loyalty, frequency, right? Number of return visits, time spent on site. These are all quantitative measures of depth of replication. How many times do I think about second cup? You can pay me later. During a day. Right? Is the depth to which it has replicated within me. However, how big my market share is, or how high my top-of-mind awareness is, or how much my foot traffic, my site traffic, all of those are breadth measures of replication. So, for example, a video that goes viral on YouTube and some completely unknown kid in Iowa has 10 million views is a breadth of replication. So if you think about it almost like a cross or a T-shape. A great brand, a truly successful idea, has breadth and depth, where there's a core group of followers who love it and who replicate the sequence, the ideas that constitute that brand again and again and again and again, and they never get tired of it. Apple would be one of those. And breadth-wise has high top-of-mind awareness, where everybody knows it, right? So if you think about it, let's think RBC probably doesn't have a lot of depth in terms of intensity, voltage, frequency. Has huge breadth, 100% unaided awareness. ING, same category, has tremendous voltage. In other words, its customers are wildly fond of it. Does not yet have the complete top-of-mind awareness of an RBC, right? Whereas what we call an Olympic brand, meaning truly iconic brand, has breadth and depth. And that's what we all aspire to, right? So I'm sure there's broad agreement about that. What I'm saying to you is, to achieve that kind of breadth and depth, which is the place that you all want to be in, that we all want to be in, you need to have replication. that which constitutes your DNA, or your best DNA, the parts of your DNA, and DNA is the perfect analogy here. That which constitutes the best of you, that where people, how people want to experience you, you want that to replicate a lot.